Nathan Finocchio apparently brought me up in a conversation with Pastor Rich Wilkinson Jr., who, if I may say so myself, Pastor Rich Wilkinson, he's like my favorite Chad pastor.
Okay.
He's my favorite Chad pastor. Wow. Like, because you know what I'm talking about? Like, there's that circle of like the Chad Veaches and like, you know, that orbit around the Judah Smiths.
The Judah Smith circles?
Yeah, okay, that Judah Smith, Carlin circle. And Rich Wilkinson is definitely the most reasonable, in my opinion, solid guy. From my understanding of his preaching and the stuff I've heard, I really like, and as well as just having mutual friends and hearing good things. So, to my surprise, they brought me up on this podcast, and I'm curious what is said. I think this is about conflict. All right, so let's jump into this. This is at about the 28-minute mark. Shout out to Nathan. He is a part of Theos U, Rich Wilkinson Jr. Pastor's VU Church. This is a kind of a vibe outdoor podcast,
dude. On a rooftop.
On a rooftop.
That's sick.
That's that mega church money right there. All right, go ahead.
I always like affirm that I'm not going ad hominem on the person, but I just think that what they said or the contribution is
Has
weak.
anyone gotten really offended with you for doing that?
Never, not once.
Never.
And they always DM me. I actually had a
You ever get a bad DM?
Oh, yeah, but typically they're from, like, you know, anonymous accounts. No, but for example, it's probably the guy, actually. Just kidding.
Yeah. No. I've got a couple different, you know.
I had a run-in on Ed Young's page a week ago with a guy from OC. His name's Ruslan, and he's like an Instagram.
We gonna get y'all to say my name right, Nate. George Janko, Ruslan KD, Ruslan Kid, Gary V, Nathan. It's all right. We gonna get it, man. We gonna bring back that. I try to tell Zach, bring back the drop.
Ruslan.
And Zach don't want to use it.
No. The whole reason we have this channel exists to whatever bit before the videos now. My name is Ruslan. Exists for that reason. I like the Ruslan drop, but you want to put it as the first frame.
I want to put it in the first frame.
We can't open with a
we
black
need to
screen.
Open it, close with it.
I get we don't have to be most Mr. Beast, but we can't open with a black frame.
All right, play the rest of it.
I'm kind of theology guy, and he didn't like something that Ed had to say, and then I tried to at Ruslan, but he doesn't allow ats, and so I was teasing him in the comment section, like, okay, Ruslan over, who's this guy? You know, doesn't allow me. So then he DM'd me. He's like, hey, call me. So absolutely, so I called him straight away. We had an hour-long talk about.
And was that positive?
It was so good. It was the best thing ever. Yeah, and I got to share where I was coming from on the piece. He got to share where he was coming from on the piece, and I got you. I see where you're coming, and it was super, super awesome. And I've had lots of those, you know, because I'm looking for things that are for mutual upbuilding for sure.
Yeah.
But you know, there is something to having a platform, particularly being on Instagram, and I think that we have to remember that it's democratic. That's the beauty of Instagram. It's democratic. Like, so if you say something, you should be prepared to defend your thesis, right? Like it's what we do in college, in high school, in university. You can't just say stuff and put it out there for public and then expect nobody to ever. And people pushing back isn't hate either. Like, you know what I mean? Like if somebody disagrees with me, they aren't hating on me. I don't have to take a victim complex and go, oh, I got all these haters because I said something ludicrous, right? So that's the give and take of being a public person, B, somebody who has a thesis on any given topic, on theology, or maybe it's political or what have you. And we need more engagement and more conversation with one another, not less.
That's fire.
Who is Nathan Finocchio?
Nathan Finocchio is a part of Theos U. I can't wait to get Nathan on the channel. Okay, hold on. I don't know how much of this is public, so I might get in trouble. All right, Nathan Finocchio was Hillsong, New York.
Oh,
while Carl Lentz was there. And can you guess why is this public? Can I say this? Nate. Oh, someone needs to walk me off the ledge. So Nate quit.
Wait, maybe you shouldn't do it.
I'm going to do it.
All right, do it.
I'm going to have him come on and share this. Nate quit Hillsong NYC way before the Carl Lentz stuff hit the fan because they had newly converted Palestinian Sean King lead devotional.
Oh my goodness! Before he was Palestinian, they had Sean King lead devotional. It was like that's like fake. That's like, I mean, if a little bit of Jesus is better than no Jesus, sure, but leading devotional for like thousands of folks is crazy.
I think he did this staff devotional, and Nate was like, "I'm out." John 5:24, Jesus says, "Those who believe my message and believe in God who sent me will have eternal life. They will never be condemned for their sins because they have already passed from death to life." And that is the exact theme of our latest collection, the Death to Life collection, available now through Sunday. So get yours now before it's gone forever over at blessgod.shop. I'll see you over there. Peace.
So Nathan Finocchio, was he like a Hillsong personality?
Yeah, he's like
he was going to be another pastor.
Man, I got tears in my eyes. Yeah, so they and Sean King's a Palestinian now. If you guys didn't know,
AKA he converted to Islam.
Converted to Islam. So he saw the writing on the wall and he's like, "Oh, this is going off the rails. Like this is going off the rails." We got Sean King leading a staff devotional or a leadership devotional at Hillsong NYC and was like, I'm out. And then everything hit with Carlin. So anyway, I got to make sure I could clear that before we drop it. I can't wait until we get him on the channel because.
So you guys were disagreeing on something.
So, okay, yeah, great. Backstory. So what happened was Ed Young posted something going at Tim Ross, kind of out of left field. Now, me and Tim Ross have had public disagreements on multiple things, just like I have disagreements with everybody. I just publicly disagreed with Dr. Michael Brown about not calling out Kenneth Copeland, not being stern enough, saying names like Benny Hinn. So I have disagreements with folks in my own camp all the time.
Yeah.
But Ed Young kind of comes out and basically, in my opinion, runs an appeal to motive fallacy on Tim Ross not liking authority, Tim Ross hating the church, Tim Ross, right? Like all these different things. And he said hating the church. Let me be precise. And so I commented there and was just like, where is this coming from? Like, he's down the street from you. He literally lives in the same area. And you didn't think to at least tap in and reach out. And again, see, and this is where like the Dr. Michael Browns and these guys, like, if they can connect with somebody and correct them privately, they will before they ever see some public. So Ed Young, who's a megachurch pastor in Dallas in the same area, called out to him. And I just was like, this is out of left field. Did Tim Ross say this and this and this about the church? Like, what are we talking about? Like, why are you could disagree with somebody without like blasting them the way he did in a podcast that just kind of seemed unprovoked. So I left that comment. And then apparently like Carl Lentz's wife commented on it, and it was like going up in Ed Young's thing, and then that's when Nate chimed in. And I want to watch the full conversation, and I want to make a video about it because I just didn't think it was necessary to rehash all of that, you know.
Yeah.
But he basically said like, you have an issue with authority and you're trying to be cool to win the culture. And the thing with Ed Young specifically is Ed Young about 10 years ago when he first got on Instagram was Pastor Fashion. That was his handle.
You told me about that.
And it was the cringiest like midlife crisis. You're 50 years old and your handle is Pastor Fashion and you're wearing designer suits and just looking cringe as ever. And I'm like, bro, you have no positioning to say anything about anyone's desire to be cool and win over the culture. It's just not. That's just not it. It's just not it. And so anyway, that was my comment more or less. I don't remember exactly what I said. But it's just like, bro, like you can't say stuff like that unless you're saying it from a place of I was there with you and I tried to win over the culture by trying to be cool and it was more cringe than cool.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you as one, it takes one to know one. But that wasn't the energy, you know. And so it's like, man. So my heart is like, hey, I think we'd be way more effective of having the conversations with instead of having the conversations at. That was my thought. And me and Nate had a beautiful conversation, went back and forth and agreed.
What did Nathan disagree with you on your take about that? Just going back to Tim Ross stuff, he was kind of just like, oh, I think Tim Ross said
he specifically pointed to specific things that Tim said that were not the most building up of the body.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was like, that's fair.
Yeah.
You know, that's fair. And I said, I think when Tim is saying these things, I don't think Tim is speaking in the absolutes and in the streams of Christianity that you flow in. You're a Pentecostal Hillsong guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's your background. Tim is coming from more of a, you know, he came out of T.D. Jakes' church.
What are they?
I mean, it's not what Nathan Finocchio is. Like, it's different. It's like, you know, there's yeah. So it's like, in his context,
yeah,
he's not speaking to the full institution of the evangelical church.
True.
Right? He's probably speaking to that specific cultural context. And so anyway, that's what the conversation. It was a great conversation.
Cool. So my other question for you, why don't you let people to at you on Twitter? You scared. Tell the truth.
So, and this is where I conceded Nathan's point in that he was right in that I did turn on my mentions. After
did?
that. I did. I said,
wow.
I said that's fair. I said I should have my mentions on, and if I'm going to be a public figure, I should be okay with people publicly criticizing me if I'm in someone's comment section. You know what I mean? And he was right. John 5:24, Jesus says, "Those who believe my message and believe in God who sent me will have eternal life. They will never be condemned for their sins because they have already passed from death to life." And that is the exact theme of our latest collection, the Death to Life collection, available now through Sunday. So get yours now before it's gone forever over at blessgod.shop. I'll see you over there. Peace.